into the eye of a pound cake, too, for that matter. See a little cyst there?
Something goofy, yeah.
Yeah, something goofy in there. Everybody been online grabbing their Cyber Monday? If I see one more goddamn Cyber Monday ad for... You can't blame anybody, obviously, but it's... I would have forgotten otherwise.
Right,
Would have
yeah.
forgotten.
I've been buying furnishings for Squifle Tower quite a bit.
Right. How's that going, by the way?
It's coming along pretty nicely, so if everybody wanted to, like, do... Because I've spent a lot of money in the past few months, or, like, especially this, like, past 2 weeks since I've moved in.
This has been a very expensive time of the year.
Yes, it has. So if people... There's a great way to support me.
What's that?
I'm doing a show called Bill Squire's Christmas Kwanzaa.
Oh.
Yeah. So
Where's
it's not
that?
like I'm asking for handouts or anything. It's at the Agora. And today, they have a Cyber Monday deal of their own, Alan.
Oh, as timely as today's headlines.
Literally.
So usually they have fees when you buy tickets online. But today, because it's Cyber Monday, no fees.
No fees. You
Just
mean that
$15. That's all you have to pay.
That when I buy 150 tickets for Christmas Kwanzaa, I will
Which you
merely...
will.
I will
I'm holding you
merely
to that.
I will merely be paying face value on those tickets.
That's it.
No fees.
No fees.
Wow.
But only for Monday. So right now is a very good time to go and buy those tickets because those fees can be a little expensive.
Mm-hmm.
Understood.
Now they go to a good cause, a huge corporation.
Uh-huh. Is that what it is? Oh, fantastic. Happy to hear that. Yeah, okay, well, good. Cavaliers will play here at home tomorrow night. I think they lost over the weekend.
Yeah.
Browns lost too.
Did they?
What a
Yeah, they
sad
did.
day.
I'll tell you what, though. I'm not going to go into the Week 13 picks until tomorrow because I want to wait until the Monday Night Football results. But we got 12 picks from Terry the Goat out in Carlton, PA this past week. She really crapped the bed because there were a handful of upsets that no one saw coming. So I'll go through those tomorrow. Also, I want to go through something a little bit later on. We got a big sealed box in the U.S. mail from a young man named Albert. I don't know if he's a young man. A customer named Albert out in Uniontown. And I have placed the gifts near your chairs, and we'll go through them later on.
I'm excited for that.
And I'll read along with his letter. So thank you in advance, Albert. He sent a very nice box of gifts for Alan and gang. And we'll get to that a little bit later on. I will tell you something. Mansfield, Ohio, okay?
Mm-hmm.
I don't often think about Mansfield, but boy, this weekend couldn't help but think about Mansfield because it turns out it is super horny and super violent.
Oh, yeah?
Weird. Because of the prison?
Well, no.
Yeah, is that skewing the numbers for the
Yeah.
horny and
No,
the
no.
violence?
Well, I'm sure that
Go
they've
hand
got.
in hand.
I bet they've got their own in-house numbers for that.
Yeah.
I'm talking about just the fine men, women, and children of Mansfield, Ohio.
There are some horny kids in Mansfield.
We went home to see my parents for Thanksgiving, okay? I'm trying to get more on a roll of doing this.
So this is how you're going to segue into the horny stuff, huh?
It is.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm here for it.
So because people always ask me, they go, why don't you just fly home? And I go, because I've got my wife, and plus you got people who are, it's already expensive to do that.
It's
Now you've
expensive
got
and
people waiting wherever they are to get onto flights.
People
they
dying
can't get
in
home.
terminals.
People dying in terminals. It's easier to just rent a big car, right? Because my older kids are coming. We're all going to see my family. So it's already very expensive. But HLN, you ever watch Headline News, the cable channel?
Nope.
HLN was running a Forensic Files marathon over Thanksgiving. Fantastic, right? You ever watch Forensic Files?
No.
Only when I'm in a hotel.
God.
I don't watch that kind of stuff in hotels because I travel alone. It freaks me out. I've woken up in the middle of the night, like falling asleep, and that'll be on at 3 in the morning, and I'm like, I gotta turn this off. It's all about murder.
Yeah.
Right, it's all about murder, but it's such a nice, like, the way they do the narration is the best background noise.
It's not, though. Not when it's like, they found the body in 8 different
I don't even
pieces.
hear it.
Well, no,
Like,
it's not
All I
that.
hear is,
I think the narrator, and I think the guy's name is Peter Thomas, and he might be dead now, but I think his son might do the show. I believe the show is still in production. But it's been on since '96, and I'm constantly amazed with the frequency with which I watch Forensic Files, how few times I've ever seen a repeat. They just, and I think the hook of this show is there's a beginning, there's a middle, and an end, right? There's a weird death. The killer always gets his or her comeuppance, and in the middle, there's all kinds of fun, science-y crap. So there's something for everybody. But it's rarely, to your point about being scared in a hotel room, it's rarely about random crimes. It's always a connection between people. It's not like comedian Mary Santora was found slashed to death in her hotel room bed. And then the police were left with no clues. You know, it's usually not. Right, it's not that, though. But anyway, love Forensic Files. It's just a fun show to watch. And so HLN was doing a Forensic Files marathon. And HLN was on in the car. We had satellite in the car. And so we were just listening to the HLN Forensic Files marathon. Well, Gwen and I were. My older kids have got they're listening to whatever they're listening to. The little one is looking at, she's drawing or whatever. And so we're listening to. And there were 3 episodes in a row. Once we hit Chicago city limits, that immediately adds an extra 90 minutes just sitting in traffic, right? Trying to get to my parents' house. So we're sitting there crawling through that. And 3 Forensic Files episodes in a row were about Mansfield, Ohio. In a row, Mansfield, Ohio. And they were all murder because of infidelity. Like somebody ends up dead, and then the husband or the wife goes, I had nothing to do with it, I'm so crestfallen, blah, blah, blah. And then they find out rumors around town were that the wife was having an affair with a local constabulary.
Running around.
Something, I don't know.
Constabulary, indeed.
And I'm sitting there going, wow, Mansfield, big ups.
And there's nothing to do there. That's what happens in these little towns. When I was up in Minnesota, I'm trying to think of which city I was in. One of them.
Do there but kill.
Right? Dude, this lady...
Sex and murder.
Sex and murder.
First you sex and then you murder.
Kids.
That's right.
This lady was telling me, she came up to us after the show, and she was like really emotional. I'm trying to remember which city this was in.
Duluth?
No, it might have
St.
been one of the
Paul?
Wisconsin ones. Either way, it doesn't matter. She was really emotional.
Sauk Rapids?
No, it was one of the Wisconsin ones. La Crosse,
Wisconsin,
maybe.
okay.
I don't know. She came up and she was really emotional. And she was like, I really needed these laughs. Thank you guys so much. And we're like, oh, is everything okay? You know, like she was like, and she was like, I was working at a bar a couple weeks ago, and this guy chased his wife in and was firing shots of a gun. And like, it was like this big crazy story of
Not
like
firing shots of booze.
No, firing a gun, and he like the cops came and got him out, and then he like popped back up through the window and like tried to get back into the bar, and like her other bartender had to take the wife and go hide her like in the cooler and stuff like
Wow.
that. And it's like a really small town, and this is just I feel like the kind of stuff that happens there where there's only a couple hundred people, and so when you step out, everybody knows about it, and
But not
people
only
lose
that,
their mind.
and I mentioned this to Gwen too, I go, you'll notice Forensic Files is never stories in large urban areas.
There's never
No.
black people.
Well, no, there are black people in the show too, but I mean, it's mostly white.
It's small town white people usually.
Yeah, because like
Crimes
you said,
of
there's
passion.
not that much to do. Crimes of passion or robbery or something.
Well,
you
and
know,
when the town
a
is-
college student is found murdered and no one knows. But you know, that's as big as the landmass gets in these shows. They're never like a man is found dead in his Upper East Side apartment.
Right.
Because urban areas, there's nothing weird about people getting killed.
Yeah.
But I contend there's nothing weird about people getting killed in small towns either.
Well,
just that
everybody
news
knows each
travels
other.
faster.
I feel like it's more, there's more, like
it
you say, a
stands out
crime
more.
of passion.
Yeah.
It's more personal because if there's only 500 people in your town, you've probably known that person who's sleeping with your wife your whole life. So, like, you have be with them from high school or whatever it might be. I think it adds to those kind of things and you get all worked up.
Yeah, but
and-
again, Mansfield is not a horse town. There's
No, you're
almost
right.
50,000 people in Mansfield.
You're right. I was talking about
So
the
it is
story that
it is
lady
an
told me.
urban area, you know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Mhm.
But 3 stories in a row about murder and infidelity in Mansfield, Ohio.
How many years apart?
Didn't catch that.
okay.
A lot of these Forensic Files episodes are
I know,
from like the mid,
old, yeah.
early aughts, you know. But boy, Mansfield, I don't know if it's still, maybe they had a crazy wave of murder and sex out there, and now it's kind of settled more into some more traditionally suburban lifestyle. But boy, good for them.
Sometimes your friends let you down. Take your dreams and smash them on the ground. What do? Turn the page? Hell no, I'm gon' channel my rage and spit rhymes of horror, unspeakable things. From deep inside me, the darkness sings. Murder, murder, sex, sex, and murder, murder. Murder, murder, sex, sex, and murder, murder. Murder, sex, sex with murder. Murder with sex. Dead people have sex, then they murder.
By the way, also thank you to the woman who tweeted us the photo of her holding up the Romo Fijo
Yes.
sign
Yeah, that was cool.
It's
at the
a-
Monsters game.
It's a geotag now, too.
Yeah.
You can add it to Instagram posts
I
and
saw
stories.
that.
I
and
tried
stuff.
to do that like
We
week
were there
one.
Wednesday.
Well,
we were there
it's-
Wednesday before.
Who
for the
made it a
Cavs game.
geotag?
I don't know who
Don't
made
know.
it, but somebody did.
Oh,
and
thank you. That's beautiful.
Mary and I and some comics and Grandma tagged along on this too, and I mention that for a reason. But we went to the Cavs game, and they have the Budweiser Brew House. So it's like a standing room only spot.
Like the corner, the district.
At
Indians games.
The Indians games. So my idea was night before Thanksgiving, get a bunch of comics together. We all go watch the Cavs, have some beers, have a good night.
Sure.
And we do that, and I realized, like, I have to invite Grandma. Because if I go to a Cavs game without Grandma, and she sees Cody Cooper, her grandson there, and his wife, she's going to be very mad that she wasn't invited.
Right.
So I invite her, and she gets there, and I've known this lady for a while now, and I've spent a lot of time with her. And the disgusted look on her face when we get on the escalator is something that I will cherish for my entire life.
Because she didn't know, you didn't tell her you were going to the standing room only section?
I told her. She doesn't pay attention. She doesn't understand what that means, I don't think. I'm like, hey, we're going to this, but we're not sitting in seats. We're going to be, because we went on the tour together.
Yeah.
Like when they opened it, I said, we're going to be in that bar area where we have to do standing room. And she's like, no, I just like going to Cavs games. And then when she it like sunk in that there was other people besides us that were going to be in that area, and we weren't going to have prime spots over there, and, you know, she couldn't concentrate on the game as much as she wanted to, she was just like, poof, so huffy about it. And it just, she's like, well, if I'm spoiled for these games, Bill, it's your fault because you took me to all these games last year, and then you took me to this game earlier this year.
It's all on you.
And we're, you know, right near the court.
You
and
set
now
the bar too high.
Now I can't sit up here with these peasants and enjoy a basketball game. I feel dirty. No, that's not exactly what she said, but it was the look on her face.
That's what her face said.
Yeah.
I agree with her. It was one of those things where we were standing up there and I was barely watching the game because I'm like, when I'm this far away, I'm not paying attention to what's going on down there.
But it's also, that's kind of what I had.
I was there to hang out with you guys. I was not there to watch the game.
That's what it was about. It was about going and hanging out with everybody. It was a good place too. And we had a lot of fun.
$10 or whatever, $15.
And then eventually Mike Polk Jr. showed up, and all was forgiven because she likes Mike Polk a lot.
Right.
Probably more than me.
That's okay.
Well, she hasn't lived with Mike Polk.
She'll sit in the nosebleeds as long as Polk's there.
Well, just Polk coming and giving her a hug and talking to her just changed her entire attitude. And then, like, the next day she messaged me and she's like, yeah, that was a real game changer. Other than that, I was really unhappy. And that's the best thing about her is she will always tell you exactly what she thinks.
There you go.
Like, she's very honest about things.
As though, I don't know if it's the older I'm getting or what it is, but I'm not into that anymore. Like, if I'm going to go to a concert or I'm going to go to a sporting event, I want to be close. I don't want to sit up in the nosebleeds. I feel like it's not the same experience.
Of course
even.
It's not.
That's me after Celine Dion. Like,
dude,
7th row.
Right.
I ain't nothing going to top that.
If you're going to watch it on television, you might as well just sit in your house and watch it on television.
That's what I'm saying. If I'm going to be so far up that I can't see what's going on in the game anyway. Like, being in the atmosphere is really cool, and I do enjoy that. But, I don't know. I don't go to them enough. If I'm going to 15 games a year, then, yeah, it doesn't really matter. If I'm only going to 1 or 2 games a year, I might as well get the good tickets, you know?
You got a shot here to win $1 million. No joke. Good luck.
What?
Your shot at $1 million now.
Text the nationwide keyword cash to the number 200-200. That's cash to the number 200-200. You'll get a confirmation text and info, and standard data and message rates apply in this nationwide contest. That's cash to the number 200-200. Good luck from 100.7 WMMS.
There you go. You get another chance to win, I think, 4:30, 6:30, around there. 3 chances here on this show. So, yeah. So everybody was happy.
It was a good time, and it was a good Thanksgiving break. Got a lot done in the condo, getting things settled in, getting things cleaned up and organized, and I like it a lot.
There you go.
And then I saw Rover's Christmas tree last night.
What's that?
And Rover posted a picture of his gigantic Christmas tree
at his
in
house.
his gigantic house.
Okay.
And I'm sitting in my tiny little crappy condo just feeling like the biggest loser. I'm like, I've worked so hard to get to here, and it's nothing.
Oh, you
it's
feel
trash.
Do you feel like that, Bill?
what
Do you live under the ground?
What you
Bill?
need is that Charlie Brown branch tree with a couple of things hanging off
Well,
of it.
not that.
That's got to be, if he's anything like me, if it's a huge tree, that would be something you would have someone set up for you, I would
Yeah, I'm
imagine.
guessing.
We put our tree up, and I was like, yeah, this is fine. I don't, you know.
Yeah, he's got like
I haven't put mine up yet.
He's got a big old giant like living room that's just
Well,
like
Bill,
2 open floors and stuff. It's crazy.
Oh, I see.
You can't compare yourself to others. You need to be happy with what you have.
No, I'm going to be grumpy and mad,
That's
and
why
then
I'm-
it's going to make me work harder.
Is that how it works?
He sees it as aspirational.
Yeah.
Out of all the things you could have, a 2-story Christmas tree is what he's fixated on right now. And why not, frankly?
I guess. It's good
Yeah.
to have goals.
Of course. Who knew they were so holiday-inspired?
Right.
Oh, wow, that is a massive tree. I just had to look.
Right, isn't it?
Ugh.
Whatever, man.
It's a lot of work.
You
My
need a
5-year
I don't-
plan is to get out of the ground.
Your 5-year plan is to get out of a garden apartment.
Thank you.
Yeah. Alan, on certain areas of the internet, you'll find that Mansfield is actually the bestiality capital of the United States.
Wow.
Not just Ohio. I thought that was South Euclid. What were all those stories we were reading
Yeah,
for
they
a
were
while? South Euclid, I thought,
Yeah.
was the
There was
bestiality
like 3
capital.
in a row.
Something like that.
Coming for you, Mansfield.
Wow. Al, let me know next time you guys are at the Romo Fee-Ho. I'll get you on the Jumbotron. Well, I'm already on the Jumbotron. But
I will let you know.
The Bill will hit you up. That's right.
I, like
I
being
don't
on the
think I'll go to
Jumbotron.
another game. To be honest with
Romo
you.
Fee-Ho. Pop, 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 pop.
You won't go to another
I
game?
don't think so.
Why?
I've never liked basketball like that.
Basketball's the best.
That's what everybody says, and it's
My
just
favorite.
it's a game. I cheered for it forever. I cannot get into that game, and I understand it's fast paced. It's not the pacing of it.
So
Have
even when you
sat
were
close?
Even when
Yeah.
you were a cheerleader, you're like, I don't want to be here. This is my least favorite place to cheer.
I guess-
Is it all the shoes squeaking?
No,
Throws you off?
I do like the atmosphere. I like being at live games. I like being in the atmosphere of it. But it's just one of those things where I'm like, I feel like I can watch the last 30 seconds of a basketball game and kind of get it.
Well, that's any game.
No, I don't agree. I want to watch the whole football game.
You wanted to watch that whole football game yesterday was
That was a boring
trash
game.
fire.
I know that one was, but most of them are not. I don't know.
I feel like football's way more boring because there's so much downtime in football.
But the plays are more exciting. The downtime,
Sometimes.
most of the time.
Sometimes,
I mean,
no.
sometimes, yeah, they run into a little huddle and that's it. But sometimes they run all the way down the court and miss. It's
No,
the
it's
same
when
thing.
it's when they run into a hurdle.
Huddle,
It's a
huddle.
lot.
I
It's a
said the
lot
wrong
more
way.
fun when they do that. Where did that come from? Oh
there's-
my goodness!
It's like a
plenty of
steeplechase.
dunks and blocks, and there's a lot that I enjoy about basketball. But again, basketball is my favorite sport, so
Yeah.
I enjoy it. Now I like football too, but there's a lot of downtime in football, just between like the possession changes and then all the reviews they do.
I think that's what I
that
like
it gets
because
so boring.
football is my favorite to watch in general. Baseball is my favorite game to go to, but I think it's more of the chill. I like to go with a couple good friends to like a daytime baseball game.
I like
and
baseball
that's my
too. People are like,
absolute
it's so
favorite
boring.
thing.
I'm like, yeah, but you know what? You can leave anytime you like. That's the best part of all of it. You're an ambulatory adult.
That's
you
right.
can leave. Yeah, a beer and a hot dog and the thing.
Yeah.
And yeah,
Yeah,
as long as
I
you
think
sit in the
chill.
shade. yeah.
Baseball would probably be my favorite too.
So
Think
is
about it.
basketball too similar to tennis for you? Is it just back and forth, back and forth? What
I
is
think
it?
I get bored of the repetition.
The
that it's just
repetition.
the same thing over and over and over and over again. And I get that that's what excites people, that it's constant motion, but I'm like, this is boring to me.
I understand.
It's just run down, shoot, run back, shoot,
And
run
the
down,
court
shoot.
looks really small in
It's just
comparison
like
to the others.
I'm not that impressed with it.
Right, but you said that you would only go if you were like courtside. That wouldn't
'Cause
make the game any more exciting. If you
It
were
would
closer.
put me more in the moment of it. It
Because then you
makes
see
it
how fast they are and how
and big they are, and
Yeah.
it's a different type of athleticism. But I'm
she
not.
wants
I'm
to
never,
be able to see their fingers
I
flopping
do
around.
not.
Yeah, that's what it is.
You might take a
God.
ball to the face too.
Hey,
or
you don't
two.
want that.
hopefully after the game, right? All right, listen. No, I don't. I just don't like basketball. I've tried. I've gone to games. It's just not my sport.
You know you're not required to.
I know.
Yeah, okay.
I just feel like I need to explain myself. I don't know why,
You
but
don't have to. We don't care.
I just don't like basketball.
Okay.
You can't have a frown on your face if you're sliding down a fireman's pole.
Boy, I'll tell you what. That is apropos of nothing,
Whoa,
but
where did
it
that
is
one come from?
no less
I don't remember
true.
that at all.
What is what?
Where did that come from? I don't even remember that one at all.
Oh.
Not too thick, not too long. It doesn't hurt as much.
Right. Okay.
I do remember that one.
They go together.
Love and marriage.
Love it.
All right, I've got a break. Hey, Vince Neil. Boy, talk about timing. I don't know if this guy knew that Motley Crue was going to prematurely reunite or what, but Vince Neil is going out on tour, and he's going to do all the Motley Crue hits on Friday, January 10th, out at the MGM Northfield Park. He's fresh out of hand surgery.